So welcome to episode 8 of our F1 Aston Martin Saviour. But we're going to start with Nick De Vries on this episode. We did a bit of scouting on him last episode and we've now got the results through from that. He's got good pace, good cornering, braking reactions as we saw in real life last weekend. The adaptability, defending in the racecraft. He's just got a bit low aggression and not much growth potential, but he could be an improvement on what we've already got despite the rating difference. So Nick De Vries, being scouted, might be one for a drive next season. And on the facility side of things, you can see we've got a lot of upgrades incoming. The Tour Centre Scouting Department Design Centre, that's going to be key for getting parts through a little bit quicker, and the wind tunnel as well, which should improve performance of the parts that are coming through. These are all upgrades that are coming through in the coming days, so we're building the team, we're improving all the time, both on and off the track. And this weekend it's another street circuit following on from Monaco. It's the Azerbaijan Baku Grand Prix. It's one of my personal favourites. I think the setting of it is fantastic and I love the layout of the track as well. So a big long sort of weaving straight down to the start finish straight, and then you've got all the tight corners in the castle section as well. So there's a lot to like about Baku. It's one I'd personally love to go to. And if we have a look at the overview, first Grand Prix in 2016, 51 laps. The circuit map is as shown there, and the car attributes: top speed for that long straight, as I said, that long weaving straight, and then the low speed cornering. And the top speed as well on the DRS is important around this track. Expected strategy is a one-stop from medium to hards. Soft to hards is also possible with a two-stop if you really want to push it.
Hello from Baku, where we're looking forward to a weekend of racing among the medieval and the modern, here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Drivers will be battling it out on the streets of the Baku city circuit, a real contradiction of a track. From the long main straight, where the less drag the better, to the tight turns where downforce is a necessity. Teams are going to have to work hard to get that balance right. We're about halfway through the season now, and there's still plenty of time for everything to change. All eyes are on the teams and how they tackle the rest of the year. The competition is on.
Practice 1, Esteban Ocon with the crash shows how easy it is to get it so wrong on this circuit. And another one, Danny Ricciardo, same session. Oh, Danny Ricciardo! Dear, oh dear, that has brought out a BSC in practice 1 as well, in which P1 we're doing very well. I'm going to have to show you this because this was the end of practice 1. Sebastian Vettel on the medium compounded tyre. P2 in practice 1. In fairness, we did push everything that particular lap, but what a lap that was from the former world champion. Giving us optimism for the weekend? Absolutely. Right then, new joiners on our warm-up lap for the final lap of Q1. Lance Stroll is out first. Sebastian Vettel actually got a bit delayed in the pits. He's a little bit further back. But as you can see on the left-hand side, it is Stroll who's beating Vettel after that first lap. Not quite what you saw in P1 where Sebastian Vettel pushing the top, but I'm guessing the other guys obviously didn't show the true pace and we had a real go just to get up the leaderboards for a change. But as you can see, Lance Stroll coming through the capital section. We're going to get it on. We're going to take manual control of this. So as soon as he gets round this final couple of corners and gets onto the start-finish straight, we'll start the lap with Lance Stroll. I'm hopeful for a Q2 appearance, but he doesn't want to be getting stuck in traffic as he is at this moment in time. But let's see what Lance Stroll can do as we change him to attack mode on his tyres, push the fuel,
we think we can lean on
and deploy that ERS. But we could do him not stuck behind a Williams. But we'll switch back to the TV cameras.
Energy.
I've got a feeling he's going to be fighting with this Williams. It's going to slow him down all the way around the track. It were amazing really how he sort of went to attack the Williams instead of giving himself space. But now I can't see whether Lance Stroll is really going to do anything here because he's stuck behind probably the slowest car on the circuit. Not good at all for Lance Stroll. We'll have a look at this first sector time. I mean, he might get a slipstream, but I can just see him getting blocked off, which is the disappointing thing here. And this first sector time is probably going to tell us whether it's worth watching this or not. It's a gorgeous circuit, this though. It is a gorgeous circuit. He's weaving around trying to get past this Williams. It's a yellow sector. Lance Stroll is practically out. We'll keep an eye on Sebastian Vettel, who fortunately is in clear air. And as we saw in practice 1, did very, very well to get second place behind Verstappen on that medium compounded tyre. The medium and the hard definitely look the better race tyres this weekend. But let's see if Sebastian Vettel can get us through into Q2. Hopefully, there were a few cars there battling. There were a Haas. I don't know if it were Mick Schumacher that was battling with Lance Stroll and Albon or Latifi, whichever one it were. I mean, he's still stuck behind this Williams. He's having a torrid old time here. It is Nicholas Latifi that's causing us all the grief on this lap. We're back now with Sebastian Vettel. Lance Stroll isn't going to improve. Lance Stroll is out of qualifying. All our hopes and dreams again, the rest with Sebastian Vettel, who's been fantastic in qualifying so far this season for us. But when it's got to the races, he's just made pivotal mistakes at important times which have cost him positions and cost us points. But how can we forget that one performance he had when he got us some fantastic points to get us up in the constructor standings and keep the board happy, because my job does depend on it. We're very much on board with Sebastian at this moment in time. I'm wondering if he didn't reach the flag in time. He has got a green second sector. He must have reached the flag in time. Green second sector, so Sebastian Vettel is improving. He knows Stroll isn't. He's obviously going to finish in front of Lance Stroll. Can he finish and get into Q2? Guan Yu Zhou. Ricciardo there to be shot at. We saw Ricciardo have a crash in practice 1, quite a significant crash as well. Up to the line, Sebastian Vettel just enough for P17, and he misses out by 0.2 of a second. Make that 0.3 of a second to Mick Schumacher. So we've lost a few quid with that guarantee, it must be said. We've lost about £40,000 with that guarantee. 17th and 18th. It's become the norm, hasn't it? Let's see what we can do on Sunday. Right then, strategy time, and we're splitting the strategies, and I'm going to try something really ambitious for Lance Stroll. Sebastian Vettel is on the standard one-stop, medium to hard compound strategy. Fair enough. We're going to underfuel the car slightly because I do reckon there's going to be a safety car or something during this Grand Prix. Lance Stroll is on a very, very aggressive two-stop. Soft, medium, soft. I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to let him push and push all the way through this race. See if he can do something. I'm hoping we've got a little bit of pace. We'll see what he can do on this compounded tyre. Let's get to 5 red lights.
It's a cloudy day for the race, but the atmosphere, as ever, is electric. And there's Sebastian Vettel. They'll be starting the race from the bottom half of the grid, so there's a fair bit of ground to make up. There's Lance Stroll, down the grid. They're starting in the bottom half of the grid today, so there's a lot of cars between them and the podium. The teams are ready to go. Here we go, with the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And it's lights out.
And away we go. We're going to ride on board with Lance Stroll early in this race. Like I said, both our guys underfueled, but we're going to be aggressive and we're going to go for it, really. I'm hoping on these soft compounded tyre, Lance Stroll can really make some inroads into this pack. Sebastian Vettel's in front of him. Obviously, he's got to get past him. The reason I didn't put Sebastian on this two-stopper was because Sebastian was very quick on that hard compounded tyre earlier on in the weekend. So I wanted to maintain him on that and let him have a go on it because he were decent on it. But I would like, if we could help it, I'd like Lance Stroll to get past him and get cracking, because he's got a lot of work to do this weekend. This first couple of laps, we'll have to see how it goes, but I'm hoping for a positive result, and there's got to be a safety car. I would definitely suggest there's going to be a safety car. We saw 2 crashes in practice 1, never mind the rest of the time. So what can we do? As we can see at the front, it is Charles Leclerc leading from Verstappen, and then Carlos Sainz. Gasly in P4 in the Alpha Tauri. Perez, Bottas. Then come the 2 Mercedes in Hamilton and Russell. Magnussen's in P9, and Alonso is in P10. But we're going to watch Sebastian Vettel making moves on Danny Ricciardo. Lovely work up the inside of Danny Ricciardo. I wonder, Ricciardo does look pretty slow, but look at this. Looks like when you're stuck on M1 at this moment in time.
The driver's team there.
Yes, and we enjoyed it. We've made an overtake. I love it when our guys in the garage are happy. Right, let's see now what Lance Stroll can do. Lance Stroll is pushing. He's aggressive on his tyres. Come on, Lance. Let's get past him. Let's get past him, Lance.
Use overtake.
Yeah.
Follow your mate through. He's going to get him. He's going to get him on this start-finish straight. I'm telling you now. He's going to get him on this start-finish straight. He's winding up, old Lance. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it as he's going to wind up and get him on this straight. Come on now, lad. Meanwhile, Sebastian Vettel is holding on to the back of Yuki Tsunoda at this moment in time. Come on now, kid. I like Lance Stroll. I do like Lance Stroll. I'm just hoping that I don't have to sack him at the end of the season. And as I said, I was feeling it in my bones. He's getting nowhere near Danny Ricciardo on this straight at all. That McLaren straight line speed, that's obviously not where we've got the advantage over him. Maybe in the slow speed corners is where we need to be looking at it. Sebastian Vettel currently defending fresh air, but we will ride on board with Danny Ricciardo. Quite a big gap to Lance behind him. He just can't get there at this moment in time, Lance Stroll, but he's sticking with it. He's already dropped the two Williams, but on this two-stop that he's on, he really needs to be making a little bit better progress than what he is doing at this moment in time, though he's right up the gearbox of Danny Ricciardo, who, just like in real life, really, not performing in that McLaren whatsoever. And as we have a look at Lance Stroll, Sebastian Vettel managed to make a move, maybe round this sort of... He's got to make it in that sector. I think once we get onto the straights, I don't think he's going to manage to get Danny Ricciardo at all. But there might be an option with a two-stop to release him into clear air and we can jump him in the pit stop. But at this moment in time, it's pretty much a procession. Can he do anything here? He's still on overtake. He's still got overtake enabled. Sebastian is dropping slightly out of the DRS of Tsunoda, so that's something we've got to monitor.
Stop, lift and coast. Okay.
But at this moment in time, there's going to be plenty of battling going on all the way around. Can he do him out? He's looking at to move now, Lance Stroll. Come on, kid, let's get past Danny Ricciardo. ERS is on overtake. He's right up the gearbox to Danny Ricciardo. He's got the slipstream down this start-finish straight. Come on, lad. Danny Ricciardo, left-hand side of the circuit. Lance Stroll sits back in behind him. Can he get round him before this first corner? Oh, he's ducking right and left. He's going to have the inside line into this corner. Can he get him? Ricciardo under braking. They're still side by side into turn two. And it looks Lance Stroll again got the inside line, and Lance Stroll just about has got him, and now he's going for an overtake on Sebastian Vettel. We're going to stick with it, and he's also overtook Vettel. Right, superb work. Well done, that man, Lance Stroll. Great work, great work. Meanwhile, at the front, it's still Leclerc from Verstappen. Sainz versus Gasly's having a cracking race. He's right up the gearbox of the Ferrari in front, and Lance Stroll now can look to attack the Alpha Tower in front of him. That shows the difference in pace at this moment in time. Tsunoda currently running down in P15 for the Alpha Tower. Pierre Gasly in P4. Massive difference between the two. I would expect now that Lance Stroll can make some inroads on the cars in front, and I believe he is on the faster compound tyre. He is. All the way up to Norris is the next soft compound runner, so work to be done. We'll fast forward a little bit and come back a little bit later. We come back on lap 12. Lance Stroll overtaking Yuki Tsunoda. He's not made the progress that I hope he would have. If I'm totally honest, he's not made the progress, but he's working his way through. Sebastian Vettel and Danny Ricciardo are having a proper ding-dong. Again, we enjoy an overtaking our garage, don't we? We really do. But Danny Ricciardo and Sebastian Vettel are having a little bit of a ding-dong, and it looks like Sebastian Vettel has lost that position. Oh, now he's got it back, so it's just carrying on like this at the moment, because both of them are 2 seconds behind. They haven't got that DRS, so the DRS is quite powerful around here. But Danny Ricciardo's tyres should start to fall off quite quickly, so I'm not too concerned. They'll keep swapping places, and it looks like there's going to be another move here on this next start-finish straight. But Sebastian doing a decent job. It's still Leclerc in front. It's quite tight at the top. Gasly's now dropped down to P5. Sergio Perez has managed to get around him, as you would expect, in that Red Bull that is particularly quick, isn't it? So, fair play to Pierre Gasly, still battling really well. Danny Ricciardo having a look down this start-finish straight. But those tyres of his are going to wear, so I'm not too concerned. Lance Stroll in the DRS of Mick Schumacher. Mick Schumacher on the medium compound. But Lance Stroll now still pushing on these tyres, but the tyres are starting to fade. Lap 15, been a ding-dong battle all afternoon. Danny Ricciardo still on that soft compounded tyre, and Sebastian Vettel's medium compounded tyres now starting to look in much better shape and the much better race tyre. Meanwhile, Lance Stroll is on use the tyres up as much as possible mode at the moment. He's on 48% tyres, on full aggressive push on the tyres. A couple of the runners in front of him have stopped. But Lance Stroll doing a decent job and setting some decent lap times, keeping up with Lando Norris at this moment in time. Right then, lap 18, and it is box for Lance Stroll. He is coming in this lap onto the medium compounded tyre. He's going to filter out, I'd imagine, somewhere around Guan Yu Zhou, who's on the hard compounded tyre. So these guys now are all on tyres to finish the end of the race. We're going on to this two-stop. So Lance should be on the fresher, faster compounded tyre. He's going to be on aggressive. Let's have a look where he filters out. Norris and Magnussen also came in at that moment in time. And I think we've had a decent pit stop there. 2.7. Where's he going to filter out? Lance Stroll jumps Tsunoda. He's in front of Tsunoda, and he's very much behind Esteban Ocon, and he is on full attack mode as well. So we'll have him on aggressive. Lance Stroll, decent pit stop. And he now comes out behind Esteban Ocon, who is on the hard compound tyre. The three in front of him are all on the hard compound, but he has lost a position straight away to Guan Yu Zhou, which I'm sure he'll get back. I'm sure he will get back. Meanwhile, Sebastian Vettel sitting pretty in 11th at this moment in time. He's got Danny Ricciardo in front of him, as I bet he's sick of seeing Danny Ricciardo at this moment in time. The interval is, what, 1.5 seconds. He's 1.5 seconds behind Danny Rick, who is still on those soft compounded tyres, so not going fantastically well for Danny Ricciardo, for Sebastian Vettel, should I say, but we'll see what happens now. Lap 20, Lance Stroll is having a nightmare trying to get past Guan Yu Zhou. He's gone right, he's gone left, he should have the inside line for turn 1. Can he get down there? That medium compounded tyre, he should be getting past this Alfa Romeo. Still not quite managed it. He has got overtake enabled on the ERS as well. He might have just got the job done here. He might have just got it done, and it looks like he has. But I would suggest that DRS on that Alfa Romeo has managed to let him get past again. And as we do that, Sebastian Vettel, it's become a theme of this season, and Sebastian Vettel,
and several cars involved. Here's the
what on earth has just happened here?
On the Haas.
He's there with the Haas. I think that's Mick Schumacher. He's caught the back of Vettel.
Oh, there's chaos on the
Sebastian Vettel's in the barriers. It was Magnussen, I believe. It was Kevin Magnussen. And is that it? Is that Sebastian out? Or what are we looking at here? We've got a VSC, so let's harvest some ERS. And let's get all that sorted out. Right, we need to have a look what to do with Sebastian Vettel. We'll see the result of this, and we'll come back when we get back to green flag running.
Virtual safety car.
So in comes Sebastian Vettel. He smashed that front wing. He didn't actually lose many places. He was still in P11 as he entered the pits. But yeah, so disappointing. It's been a theme of the season. I mean, that one weren't his fault. I can't have a go in for that. He's got clipped from behind. And Sebastian now will come in onto the hard compounded tyres, as were the strategy anyway, so we knew that. And he's got to do this front wing. He's obviously now behind Magnussen. It's disappointing for Sebastian. We'll just have to make the most of it on these hard compounded tyre now towards the end. Meanwhile, Lance Stroll, we're still under VSC at this moment in time. Lance Stroll is out of DRS range on the Delta. He's really struggling to get past Guan Yu Zhou, but fortunately Yuki Tsunoda's quite a distance behind as well, so now it's just a case of waiting. Both the guys that were involved in the accident have now been in the pit. I'm guessing the debris is just about to be cleared, so we should be back to green flag running at any point.
Let's take a
Lap 26, and we finally, Lance Stroll finally gets past Guan Yu Zhou on the fresher, on the medium compounded tyre, faster compound. It took him a long time to get past Guan Yu Zhou, but hopefully he can look to close up to the ones in front now. He's on full attack mode with the tyres once again. We are on lap 27. We do, yes. Let's have another look. It's nice showing you these overtaking. It's just a shame they're not for points or anything like that. But yeah, he's going up into P12, and if he can carry on this, we can get him on to push. Let's keep Guan Yu Zhou behind. If he can catch up to Ocon, then there could be possibilities to... Remember, he's got to get another stop in though, so he's going to be on the soft compounded tyre at the end. Lance Stroll's going to be very quick when the others are on worn, hard compounded tyres. But Lance Stroll not doing too bad a job. The problem is he's going to pull Guan Yu Zhou along with this DRS. That is the issue. But I'm pretty sure he can defend it. So Lance has got to do a bit of defending here, to be fair. This is probably where he's at his most vulnerable.
Defend.
Yeah.
Down this straight. I've just said I think he can defend it. And he can't, Lance Stroll.
No.
He's on a strategy today that I expected him to be able to really show what he could do. Show if he's got the pace to make his way through cars, to make overtakes, to really show his racecraft. Today, so far, it's not working at all. Sebastian Vettel in no man's land down here in 18th. He's just running towards the end. He were in a decent position. He possibly could have been up towards 14th, 13th, depending on safety cars and things like that. Sebastian Vettel really is just tottering along for a nice afternoon round Azerbaijan now at the bike. A leisurely drive more than any sort of competitiveness, because I don't think he's going to catch Ricciardo, and I certainly don't think he's going to be involved with the Williams cars either. So it's all on Lance Stroll, but he's not making the most of the strategy. However, a few laps later, and Lance Stroll must have heard me commentating on him, because he's managed to overtake Lando Norris and he's up with Esteban Ocon now. So maybe these are compounded tyres are just starting to lose a bit of pace, and this medium compounded tyre, he's managed to get through a couple of cars. So maybe the nail's not in the coffin just yet for Lance Stroll. That puts him up into P11, and he's only 0.2 of a second behind Esteban Ocon. He's going to lose 22 seconds in the pit stop around that time when he pits onto the soft compounded tyre. But as it stands at this moment, as he's going for another move here, Esteban Ocon, he's got the inside line. We've seen Lance Stroll do this a couple of times during this Grand Prix. Into turn 2, he's still got the inside line, I think. And he has got the DRS as well, has he? He has got the DRS. Ocon's not going to catch him now.
Good job.
Superb work from Lance Stroll. Up into P10. He's now 14 seconds behind the guys in front, which is fair enough, as we would expect. He has got this this pit stop. It's going to drop him all the way back. The other thing to do would be to see if we could conserve tyres, but I don't think we'd get to the end. So now it's all about how much of a gap he can pull out, and then how long we give him on the soft compounded tyre. If we just have a quick look at the front as well, just to recap, so, Max Verstappen is currently running in P1. Leclerc and Sainz in second and third from Perez. Gasly still in fifth, doing a fantastic job. These guys are all on our compounded tyres. These guys all now going to the end. But Lance Stroll doing okay. After the previous highlight, we've changed his tune a little bit. Right, there's been a spin. We're on lap 34, 35 at this moment in time.
Schumacher crashed.
Schumacher's crashed. So let's have a look. Schumacher's crashed, Sir what? This could play into our hands superbly. So let's have a look. Schumacher spins.
A definite collision there. That's
not as bad as the Vettel one we saw earlier. Nah. Is this going to bring out a safety car? That is the big question. I don't think he's going to do. He's Mick Schumacher back on track. He is. That's a safety car would have been superb for us there. Sebastian Vettel is brought him back into play for P17 maybe. So, you know, time to get excited for Sebastian. But we're still looking at this. So Lance Stroll currently lapping. Let's have a look at the last laps. He is currently lapping 149.6s. Ocon's 149.2s. Norris 1, but these are battling, these guys. Russell's 149.6. He's on the hard compounded tyre. So he's currently lapping. Admittedly, he's on full push mode. He's currently lapping at the same pace as the hard compound tyres on these mediums. I'm excited to see what he can do on this soft compounded tyre. We're hoping we were going to get a safety car, and then we wouldn't have lost as much time in the pit stops. For this moment in time, you've got to be quite impressed with Lance Stroll. His pace is good. All for me thinks, could we conserve for the last few laps? and try and do the one-stop soft to medium, but I don't think we've got that opportunity. We came in, we should be about 5 laps short. We'd be in puncture territory, and we don't want that. Here we go then, Lance. Lap 36. He's got 15 laps where he's going to be going alpha level once he's coming for this pit stop. Reason for this, I were hoping to extend it another lap, but his pace has dropped off. I think the tyres have just dropped off a cliff a little bit, and we're giving these guys the DRS behind, which I don't want. So I'd rather get him out of the way now. Let's get him into, get him on some soft compounded tyre. Pit limiter on, Lance. Sebastian's gaining on Mick Schumacher by a bit, not too much. I think Sebastian really ruined his race with that spin, and how many times have I said that in the last few episodes? But now it's all about what Lance Stroll can do for the rest of this race. He's on the soft compounded tyre, a fresh set. Where's he going to come out? Is he going to come out next to Sebastian Vettel? I think he is. Sebastian Vettel, do not get in his way. Do not fight Lance Stroll. Right, Lance. Here we go. Big moments. Full attack mode now. Push on the fuel. Let's get lapping. What have we got in front of us? He's got Mick Schumacher in front of him, then Ricciardo. He's got a lot of catching up to do. He's got 14 laps to do it. Let's see what Lance Stroll can do this afternoon. You join us back on lap 40. Lance Stroll, a few other cars have pit round him, so he's back up into P13. Ocon, Joe, Tsunoda and Schumacher all pitted. So now Sebastian Vettel comes back into play. Sebastian has been told you hold the cars up behind you. He's got Zhou and Tsunoda. Really, Guan Yu Zhou's the one he needs to be holding up at this moment in time. So Sebastian Vettel has got a job for the team to do after his earlier mishap. Can he hold up Guan Yu Zhou? I'm praying he can, because that will give our Lance a little bit more breathing room. He's currently got 3 seconds to Esteban Ocon behind and 3 seconds to Danny Ricciardo in front. So he's down just onto aggressive. He's all right on fuel. He's got some ERS to use as well. So now it all comes into these last 10 laps. Can we get Lance Stroll in a higher position as we possibly can? At the moment as well, Sebastian Vettel has got the DRS of Esteban Ocon, so if he can keep up with him, that'd be absolutely ideal. We are going to let him push on fuel a little bit as well. So it's all about defending from Guan Yu Zhou through this castle section, as you can see. Meanwhile, at the front, Verstappen's still leading. Leclerc in second, just out of DRS range, and Sainz and Perez 10 seconds nearly to Carlos Sainz from Leclerc. So it's not looking like anybody can challenge Max apart from Charles Leclerc at this moment in time. We'll keep an eye on how things proceed. Well, Guan Yu Zhou did manage to get past Sebastian Vettel, but Sebastian Vettel on the next straight managed to get straight back past him. So for Lance Stroll's race, this is fantastic from Sebastian Vettel. It just makes you wonder where Sebastian could be if he didn't have that crash earlier in the race. And our guys obviously appreciating the work that Sebastian is doing for the team at this moment in time. So yeah, we'll continue. Lap 45, we've just told Lance to use his ERS, push and get behind Danny Ricciardo to get that little bit of DRS and hopefully put Ricciardo between himself and Esteban Ocon. Esteban Ocon's dropped back now, so Lance Stroll is currently running now in P12. It's been the 2-stop strategy, maybe one for next season. Doing well round Baku at this moment in time. We saw it live, so we'll not watch the replay. Sebastian Vettel's now out of it. He's just got Tsunoda to battle with. That's the end of Sebastian Vettel's afternoon. He's still pushing on the tyres, but nothing else really to look at there. So it's all now what Lance Stroll can do to keep Danny Ricciardo behind, and also he's got a gap to Esteban Ocon. So let's see how this progresses. Proper ding-dong battle going on now. Esteban Ocon is very much back in play. We've got a Williams in front of us. I'm hoping he's going to get out of his way on this next straight. As soon as we get out of this castle section, that Williams needs to be moving out of the way and letting us pass, which he has done. Fair play to whoever that man is. I believe it's Albon. No, it's Latifi. Latifi, who caused us a few problems earlier in the weekend, allows us past, and he has made a little bit of a nuisance of himself for Esteban Ocon. In fact, a lot of a nuisance for himself. So that might have helped us, and we've broke the DRS to Danny Ricciardo. This might be the moment to push on fuel and try and get away. Let Ricciardo and Esteban Ocon battle, and this could just give us a couple of laps grace to just get away from these two behind. I don't think we're going to be able to hold off Esteban Ocon. He's coming like a train. Danny Ricciardo has battled him pretty well, to be fair. It's just if we can manage to somehow hold him off or maybe re-overtake. We have got a DRS usage on normal, but at this moment in time, Esteban Ocon is on much fresher tyres. He's got 20% less wear on his tyres. He's gone for a move early there. Maybe when we go through the castle section, we'll try and harvest a bit of energy, but at this moment in time, as we down to the last couple of laps, Lance Stroll, I'm struggling to see how he's going to hold off this Alpine of Esteban Ocon, and it could be done here. Esteban Ocon going for the move down the inside into turn 3. And now maybe Ricciardo on those oil compound might be brought back into play, but you don't write it off just yet. He's still at the front, Verstappen still leading the way, and he's got 3 seconds now on Charles Leclerc, but he's coming up to traffic. Sebastian Vettel still running. He's a lap down behind Tsunoda. It's not been Sebastian Vettel's day. If he doesn't retire on the game like he has in real life this season, I can't see Sebastian Vettel being here next season at all. But Lance Stroll still trying to keep with Esteban Ocon. Hopefully, on this last lap, we will go full attack mode. And let's hope we can just pull something out of the bag. And as we come on to the final lap, it very much looks like it is job done for Esteban Ocon. He's broke the DRS of Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll currently in P13. It's not been a bad afternoon for him at all. Sebastian Vettel's done. He's that far behind. We'll just have a quick look at Max Verstappen crossing the line. There we go. His boss proceedings once again this afternoon. Fair play to Max Verstappen. Absolutely brilliant. Lance Stroll. What can we say, really? What can we say? Maybe his progress was a little bit altered earlier when he needed to get past Guan Yu Zhou. He really struggled to get past that Alfa Romeo. We'll ride on board with him for this final lap. He's on full deploy, full everything at this moment in time. Is Lance Stroll. Maybe the two-stop could have been a little bit better. Sebastian obviously getting that crash, being involved in that, did hamper us somewhat over the weekend. I mean, he's caught back up to me here, obviously, but I think Esteban Ocon has got him covered off, unless he can have one last blinding run down to the line with that DRS. But who knows? It does look like Esteban Ocon is catching Magnussen as well. So another few laps, and Ocon probably would have got Magnussen, but I don't know if... Let's see. Are we still harbouring hope that he can do Ocon towards the finish line? I doubt it. He's what, 7 tenths back? ERS is dead. We've done everything we can to try and keep up with him through this lap. But in terms of the debrief, I don't think we can be too disappointed with P13. We've beaten McLaren, we've beaten Alfa Romeo, we've also beaten Alfa Tauri, obviously with that Red Bull powertrain in it. Vettel with his problems, and we beat a Haas as well. So we are beating teams and certain other competitors. There is much work to be done on the car, we know this, but another street circuit, a P13, we're not a million miles off. We just need some improvements to the car and maybe some different drivers as well. Yeah, it is a shame, no points. We do like Lance, is a good lad. I think he possibly might be the reserve driver next season. Out of the two at the moment, I know it sounds daft, but Lance Stroll might be the guy that we keep out of the two, but can't be too disappointed with that. And as we look at the final standings, Max Verstappen's wins from Charles Leclerc, as we saw. Sainz in third, so second and third for Ferrari. Red Bull in fourth. And Pierre Gasly, probably driver of the day. Superb work from Pierre Gasly. What does that mean in terms of the constructors? We're now down to P8. McLaren gaining a single point to go above us. And drivers-wise, nothing changes there. Sebastian Vettel, the only driver to score points for us this season, but he just keeps spinning. I hope you've enjoyed that episode. We'll be back for the next one. Remember to like and subscribe, all that jazz, and we'll see you later.